from the same series in the exams. So today's topic is sampling distribution. Let's start. Okay. In random sampling, we describe mathematically how objectives our estimates are. Why is this? Because means what is the logic behind this? In random sampling, random means what? Simple random sampling. Okay, we can describe mathematically how objective our estimates are. Means why can I define my estimate for population based on the random sampling? It is more accurate. Why is it random sampling is more accurate for describing any estimate for the population? Why is this? That is the basic question. So it is, we always know that the chance of any population element may be included in the sample. Means what? Simple random sampling. What do you mean by simple random sampling? Here, if I have, let's say, 100 people in the room, I have to select them 10 out of that. So in simple random sampling, what will I do? I just close my eyes. Okay, close my eyes and start moving in the room and select anyone. Anyone means any 10 guys. This, anyone from anyone means it's up to my wish. So what is happening over here? When I'm closing my eyes, there is no bias. There is no prejudice in between. Okay, I can select anyone. So that's why look at this first point. We always know that the chance of any population element will be included in the sample. So that is the main part. Every sample has an equal chance of being selected. Again the same logic. Means I can choose anyone. Do I know anyone? I have closed my eyes. Right? So B can also be the answer. What about C? All the samples are exactly the same size and can be counted. So this is, I don't think so. Not at all possible. All the samples will not be of the exactly same size. Right? So what can be the answer over here then? None of these. And E is what? A and B but not C. A and B but not C. So what do you think is the answer? Try to give it from your side now. Let me see. What do you think should be the answer over here? Try to give it. Everyone. Yes. Everyone. Yes. It is. Give it. Yeah, it is E. A and B but not C. See here. Every element in the population has an equal chance. So A and B basically mean the same thing. Any population element can be included and everyone has a same chance. So the A and B mean one and the same thing. Suppose you are performing, this is R, if you are performing stratified sampling on a particular population and have divided it into strata of different sizes, how can you now make your sample selection? Now what is stratified sampling? Let me explain the stratified sampling. Okay, suppose if there are 50 students in a class and I have to do the stratified sampling. So what will I do? I'll tell them, okay, what you do? Everyone prepare the groups. And how the groups are? Okay, everyone between the marks of 40 to 60, one group, 60 to 80, another group, and above 80, third group. So all the 60 students come in these groups. So what have I done? See here, I have created separate steps over here, 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to above 80. So what will happen over here? The person of above 80 will have a different thinking than the person of 40 to 60. This guy will be more focused on marks, scoring, high scoring, first rank, second rank, and this guy 40 guy will be more focused towards passing. So that is the beauty of stratified sampling. In stratified sampling, what happens? Between the strata, within that strata, 40 to 60, everyone will have almost the similar thinking. 60 to 80, everyone will have almost the similar thinking. Similarly, above 80, everyone will have almost the same thinking. But interstrata, 40 to 60 and 80, these two will have different thinking. Okay, so that's what is called as stratified sampling. So now let's look at the problem. So I am doing a stratified sampling and have divided it into various strata. How can I make my sample selection? Select at random an equal number of elements from each stratum. So select an equal number of elements. Second, draw equal number of elements from each stratum and weigh the results. Weigh the results. This is something new, right? Draw number of elements from each stratum proportional to their weights in the population. So depending on the weight. So what do you think? Now the further options are what? Either what? That A and B only and B and C only. Now this is okay. But think over the first three. What do you think? Yeah? Think over the first three. What do you think should be the answer? These three only will decide everything. Okay? So what do you think should be the answer? Here, if I select equal number of elements from each stratum, then it will be injustice. Because why? Because above 80, one guy of above 80 will have a brains or cleverness almost double than that of anyone who is below. Let's say I make a third strata less than 40. Okay, so anyone who is having above 80 will be double efficient roughly as compared to the person who is less than 40. So that's why it will be injustice to these guys. So equal number of elements cannot be selected. So A is out. Draw equal number of elements from each stratum. See here, equal number of elements from each stratum. This is simple. Same thing, and weigh the results. Weighing the results is important. How much is the result? And then once I know the result, strength of this, and then I'll be applying it to C. Draw number of elements from each stratum proportional to the weights in the population. So proportional to the weights. Okay. So I'll be doing E, B and C only. Means equal number and weigh the results. Here after all I am doing the weight over here also, and here also I am doing the weight only. So I can do either of these two things. So B and C is the answer. Okay. Before going ahead, download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. In this app you will be getting the premium study material plus live classes, ebooks, tests, everything. Whatever is needed for clearing CAIIB and JIIB, you will get it over here. Exam days are very near. Do it fast. Okay. In which of the following situations would psi dash equals to psi upon root of n? The correct formula for computing this standard error. Okay. So which is this where can I use this standard error formula? Sampling is from infinite population. Sampling is from finite population with replacement. Sampling is from finite population without replacement. Either A and B or B and C. So where do I use this psi dash equals to root of psi upon root of n? Remember, there are two populations over here. One is finite. Finite means which I can count, and second is infinite. Okay, infinite. So always remember the formula for infinite is very easy. Okay, how many of you know? Okay, first let me get the answer from you. Is it A or B? Okay, I'll tell you. Hint: D and E are out. A and B only, B and C only. These combinations are out. So it's either A or B or C. Now you have to decide. So what will be the answer over here? Either A or B or C. What do you think should be the answer? Yeah, it is. Shall I give you the answer? Yeah, see this. For infinite population, the formula is psi, means standard deviation, upon root of n, sample size. Okay. So psi upon root of n is used for infinite population. So A is the answer. But what about finite? Finite is psi upon root of n into, there is a multiplier, n minus n upon n minus 1. This is known as a finite population multiplier. Okay. So the answer over here, psi dash equals to psi upon root n, will be applicable for infinite population only. Okay. The dispersion among the sample means is less than the dispersion among the sampled items themselves. Why? Each sample is smaller than the population from which it is drawn. Very large values are averaged down and very small values are averaged up. The sampled items are drawn from the sample population. None of these. B and C but not A. B and C but not A. What can be the answer? See here, dispersion among the sample means is less. Means sample means are having less dispersion. They are more concentrated than the dispersion among the sample themselves, means population. Okay. Suppose look at this. Suppose if this is my population, complete population, okay, and if these are my two samples. So what is this problem saying? If these samples, this population is like this, having this much gap over here, over here, over here. See this, if this population is having this much gap, then the sample over here will have lesser gap, smaller gap. Why will it have smaller gap? Less dispersion. Why will it have smaller gap? Because the reason is it A or B or C? Let me see how many of you are trying. Okay, let me see. Okay, how many of you are getting this? Okay, anyone? The correct answer is what? What do you think is the correct answer? Means the dispersion among the samples is lesser. What is the correct answer for this? It is B. Very large values are averaged down and very small values are averaged up. Okay, so this is the basic rule. The one who is bigger is brought down, the one who is smaller is brought up, right? Sociology, right? Same thing is used over here. The ones with very large values are averaged down and the ones with small values are averaged up, and that is the reason we have closeness in the samples. Okay, less dispersion. Now everyone, subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. In this channel, you will be getting all the latest updates for JIB and CIB, number one. And number two, you will be getting the free YouTube series. Now, what are you watching right now? It's a free YouTube series. So, similar YouTube series you will be getting for various subjects of all JIB and CIB. So, subscribe to it right now. Okay? This is the tougher one. Suppose the population with N means what? Population is 144. Has a mean of 24, has a mean of 24. This M means what? 24. See this. This is the population mean. Okay. This has a mean of 24. What is the mean of the sampling distribution for the mean of sample size of 25? Difficult also, easy also. Understand. Population, I will draw two parts over here. Okay. One about population and second about sample. Okay, this is sample. So what is given? N, capital N is always used for population, that is 144. M, mean, this is the mean, mean equals to 24. Okay, and about sample what is given? Small n equals to 25. Okay, but what do I want now? I want the mean of this sample, so I'll call this M dash, I'll call it. Okay, dash. Okay, so mean of sample, or I'll call it MS. That's simple, mean of sample, because this is MP, mean of population, so I'll call this MS. So MS equals to what? This is the question. If population is 144, mean is 24. So if the sample size is 25, then what is the mean? Now sampling distribution, mean of the sampling distribution for the sample sizes. Now here, one thing you have to assume, that is the sampling distribution and the population, okay, over here. It means that always it's a simple random sampling they are talking of. Simple random sampling. Okay, this is what, whenever nothing is mentioned, always remember it's a simple random sampling they are talking of. Okay, so in simple random sampling there is a basic rule. Every element has got an equal chance of getting selected. We saw it in the first question. Okay, so when every element has got a equal chance, it means that the sample mean will be equal to the population mean. Very important part. Sample mean will be equal to population mean. Okay, so That is the beauty of simple random sampling. That's why simple random sampling is very important. Because in simple random sampling, every element has got an equal chance. So all the elements are there, have equal rights as such. And because of this, what happens? The mean of sample will always be equal to the mean of population. So the answer over here will be what? The answer will be 24 again. So this is what I want, 24. This is my answer. Okay. Now last one. The central limit theorem assures that the sampling distribution of a mean is always normal. Is always normal for large sample sizes. Approaches normality as sample size increases. Appears normal only when n is greater than 1000. So what does central limit theorem say? Central limit theorem always discusses about the sampling distribution. It says that in sampling distribution, whenever for large samples, basically for large number of sample sizes, your sampling distribution will always be normal, and that is the answer over here. B is always normal for large sample sizes. Now what do you mean by this? See this, normal distribution means what? This is the bell curve, okay, and this is known as normal distribution curve. This curve is also known as bell curve or normal distribution curve, any one, okay, distribution curve. So this is what is meant by central limit theorem. It says that whenever your sample size is bigger, your sampling distribution will always have a normal distribution curve. Means your samples will always be distributed in this fashion, okay, irrespective of the population distribution. Means population distribution can be normal or it cannot be normal, may not be. Okay, but the point over here is your sampling distribution will always be normal. Okay, got it everyone? Very difficult ones. Okay, so let me talk about the batches now. Remember, selection batch just now started. Only ABM, ABFM, BFM, BRBL are yet to start. ABFM is just now started. You get the recorded videos. All the important questions covered, numericals, case studies, objective questions, everything. All the 4 subjects covered, ABM, BFM, ABFM, BRBL. You are getting huge discounts now. And also Mahapack. Mahapack means 15 plus batches per subject. Use the code Y432 to get huge discounts. How to use it? Let me show you. Go to Adda 24/7. Okay, let me go to Adda 24/7 with this. Okay, over here, click on this JIB and CIB. Look at this, JIB and CIB. Okay, click on CIB 23. You'll see the selection batch. See the selection batch. Click on the selection batch. You'll see the details of the batch. Means what are the days, what are the timings, what is the study plan. Go through it. Then look at this more offers. Click on this right side more offers. Okay, put the code Y432. Y432. Click on apply. Look at this. 23,999 now reduces by 77%. It reduces to 5519. Such a huge discount, 77% off. Okay, so go for it. In fact, I would suggest you must always join Mahapack. In Mahapack, you are getting 15 plus batches per subject. Let me show you that also. See here, very useful for you. You have almost 1.25 month now, not 1.5 month. So click on JIB and CIB Mahapack. Click on CIB Ka Mahapack. See this. Okay. Then you will see the details. 15 plus batches for the subjects. Then case study batches separately. Full length mock tests are available. Look at the fees. Recorded videos are available for each batch. Okay, 8749. Click on more offers. Put the code Y432. Y432. Click on apply. Look at this. Again 77% off. 34,999 reduces to 8049. Such a huge discount you are getting. Join this Mahapack immediately. Validity is 12 months. Join this Mahapack immediately. Okay, because this is the exam time. Okay, you'll, even if you attend 5 to 6 batches out of these 15 batches, then also 5 times you will get the revision. That's enough for your CIB exam. So join it ASAP. Tomorrow I'll be back with another series. Till then, keep studying and do join the batches. Bye.